matters education, right now I'd like us also to talk to the Kenya National Examination Council chairperson, that is Professor George Magoha, when it comes to matters of integrity during this year's KCSE exam. So far, we know that at least 4 candidates, 3 from Garissa County and 1 from Nairobi County, have been deregistered. And Professor Magoha is joining us live. And thank you so much, Professor Magoha, for talking to us here on KTN News Center. 4 candidates so far deregistered. Are we looking at this number going up higher than this?
Definitely the number is going up. As we are talking now, there are 3 others who are most likely ready to be deregistered today or early tomorrow after we follow the procedures that we put in place. And that may not be the last group that we are going to do so as we continue to monitor.
When you're talking about the number likely to go higher today and tomorrow, how many candidates are you looking at when it comes to deregistration today and tomorrow? And these candidates are from which schools?
As you are aware, I would rather not talk about the names of the schools now. I can give you roughly about where they come from. So some of the schools come from Western, some come from the northern region of this country. The reason I don't want to profile the schools is because the exams are still going on there, and my duty is to protect the majority of the students who are doing the exams properly. People who have been found with inside the examination hall with cell phones that have got exam materials that were put there after the examination was given to the center managers, there is a process that we follow in fairness to them, and most of the time it will end up with deregistering those students.
So when you, okay, clearly, Professor Magoha, you said you don't want to give us the names of these schools, but kindly give us the numbers, because so far we know 4 candidates have been deregistered. How many candidates are likely to be deregistered today and tomorrow?
I can tell you a story, one particular story, which I think should be enough for you. There is a student who was found in one of the northeastern counties with a cell phone. Actually, 2 of them with 2 cell phones. And we kept the cell phones on. And as the cell phones were on during the exam, the live answers started streaming in. And at the end of the exam, there was somebody at the end of the phone calling for money to be sent to them. And of course, our people, together with the law enforcement agencies, went. And you will be very surprised who are doing the exams. The exams are now being done in universities, in addition to being done in special rooms that have teachers who are supposedly experts. And all those people have been arrested, they are being processed, and you can be very sure that those students are not going to continue the examination, but we must follow the law.
As you say,
please allow me not to profile the school.
Okay, as you say that you must follow the law, of course you are very tight-lipped when it comes to the number of candidates who are likely to be deregistered today and tomorrow. But let me put you on the spot, Professor Magoha. Before the national examinations began, the Ministry of Education, together with the Examination Council, had put on spot about 22 schools. Why was it not important for the Ministry of Education and your institution to take action as by that time? And because it looks like you've waited until the exams are being done is when now we're seeing action being taken.
The only reason why I took this job from the president is because of the children. And therefore, I have been given the freedom to protect the children. Of those 22 schools that we talked about, since we took the children's right first, we have put surveillance and officers there, and I can assure you that the majority of these children that we are deregistering are not from those schools. Therefore, I am very, very happy indeed that we did not interrupt with the children's rights, and we have allowed those children to sit exams during within a tranquil period. At a personal level, I believe that converting one person is better than using brutal force to convert the person.
So you've put tight measures to ensure that the integrity of the exam is on until the results are released. Are we likely to look at some exams being cancelled during marking?
Well, where we are unable to get concrete evidence during this period, and where we have reason to believe that because we have a big force out there who are monitoring exams, but I keep saying that a small number of center managers are opening the exams, a small number of center managers are allowing the cell phones to be smuggled. When that happens, we will definitely catch them at the marking process, and you can be very sure that the exams will be cancelled.
So how many center managers, as we speak on Professor Magoha, have been arrested when it comes to exam malpractice?
A sizable number. The ones that I can say we have, the ones that are in police cells that are awaiting processing according to the law are in excess of 20, and it is going up. Because when we catch you having made the choice to infiltrate infidelity into exams, then you know what comes to you.
All right, and Professor Magoha, we're about to bring this conversation to an end. Two quick last questions.
But having said so, I must say that there are very good center managers also who have helped us to catch the students with phones inside the classrooms.
All right, and as we bring this conversation to an end, Professor Magoha, just two quick questions. One, there's some parents who've already moved to court when it comes to the number of teenage pregnancies, and of course those the candidates who've not set for the exams this year owing to early pregnancies. That's in high school and of course in primary schools. And these parents have moved to court demanding that NEC and the Ministry of Education ensures that these students are given a supplementary exams 3 months after the exams are over. Are you likely to do that when the court gives a ruling?
That is a contemporary issue which we are dealing with as we speak. And our challenge has been, since these candidates are scattered all over the place, and they have given birth at different times, it is an issue that we are dealing with, and we are likely to come back with an answer going forward.
So, but as we speak,
but you know that a court will not order us to do an exam. We must be allowed to do what is right, just like we allow the courts to do what they have to do.
So what is right for you as we speak right now? Is giving these candidates a supplementary exam the right thing to do, or not giving these candidates a supplementary exam the right thing to do?
What is right for me is going back several months, going back 9 months, and asking parents to start parenting their children, so that even in primary school it is even worse, and that the issue of sex should not even arise. When that happens and we have just a few numbers to deal with, I believe it can be handled in the manner that you are considering.
All right, and lastly, Professor Magoha, when are the KCSE exams results going to be released, and when also are the KCPE exams going to be released? Are they going to be released earlier than usual?
I can tell you one thing without fear of contradiction, that the KCPE exams shall be released this month without fail, and that the KCSE exams shall be released before we proceed on to Christmas, so that children go and enjoy their Christmas with their parents, and the parents can also plan, so that they don't finish all the money in festivities only to hear that the child has been taken to a place where they have to pay so much and so forth.
All right, thank you so much.
We are working around the clock to ensure that that happens.
Okay, and your last message to KCSE candidates, center managers, and of course teachers during this examination period as we wind up?
Well, to the children, they should give us their best, because their best is good enough. To the adults, which include center managers, myself, and everybody else, let us leave the children alone to do their exam. Let us stop interfering with them. Because the children, like I've said many times before, are innocent, and we are the ones who infiltrate them with a lot of rubbish that we are hearing. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Professor Jude Magoha, talking to us here in Nairobi after opening the container at 6 a.m. and, of course, still touring different schools just to ensure that the exams proceed as required. He's also confirmed to us that the number of deregistered candidates this year is going to go higher than the 4 who are already deregistered. As and when we get the latest information about the exact numbers of those who are going to be deregistered today and tomorrow, the schools where they come from, we shall give you that detail here on KTN News. And of course, on that note, we'd like to take a short commercial break here on KTN.